Despite my strict parents, who initially separated us, we're now happily married. In 2015, he, L, moved to my school. We were both 14 and in 8th grade, and he started dating my best friend. After they broke up, with her permission, we got closer, and we started catching feelings for each other, and we started dating the last few months of that school year. We were each other's first love and first kiss. We talked all the time for the first part of the summer until my mom said we were talking too much. I was raised in a strict household. She called him and left him a voicemail saying he's not allowed to talk to me again and that he is no longer dating me. When freshman year started, I wasn't sure where we stood, so I gave him all his stuff back, a jacket and a watch, and slowly started to become his friend again. I still had a major crush on him, and literally everyone except him noticed. He, of course, has his share of GF, and I was pathetically pining after him for the first couple years. Junior year, I got a BF of my own, J, which I like to think was just a distraction, and wasn't hanging around him as much. The relationship wasn't super healthy, and I was pressured into almost everything, which should have been expected since he said I love you after 2 days. My parents found out, and they took me out of school because of that, and some mental health issues I was having at the time. I received a message saying Jay was breaking up with me from a girl he cheated on me with, and from then we were off and on till May 2020. Since I was homeschooled, I wasn't going to graduate with L or the rest of the people I grew up with. A mutual friend, W, invited me to the graduation so I could at least see my classmates graduating. After graduation, I started hanging out with them more. Me, L, and W hung out together at least once a week from then on, and L and I started getting close again. I, of course, never got over my crush, but I was just happy to be around him again. The more we hung out and talked, the more he got to know my home life. L and W started to notice that things weren't super normal, and once they pointed it out, I started to see it too. It was always just normal to me, so I never noticed I was being mentally, emotionally, and physically abused by my mother, who was the one who made the decision to take me out of school. Luckily, I didn't spend much time at home after that cause I had a job and a social life for once. September 2020, when L was finally able to get the new Milan movie, me and W came over to watch, and during the fight scenes, L and I would wrestle. It never went anywhere, though. In October, my vehicle gave out, so I had to get rides from one of the guys to be able to hang out. L was usually the one who took me home since W lived in the opposite direction. There was one night near Halloween that W went to talk to L's little brother for a while, and we started wrestling while we were listening to music, and he ended up pinning me. We cuddled for the rest of the night before he drove me home. Things kinda kept like that for a while. We'd wrestle or make jokes and flirt all the time. In November, W had to leave early one night, and L and I were wrestling, and he kissed me. Nothing else happened, but I remember snapping my best friend, not the same one from middle school, and telling her about it and how I think he likes me. L said I love you later that month after my mom called and yelled at me for something. I don't remember what it was, but I remember being embarrassed. We were in his garage talking about it, and it slipped out. I, of course, said it back because at that time I'd been in love for like 4 years, and I felt extremely safe with him. He made it official via Morgan Wallen's song at the end of the month. I was so afraid to tell my parents for the first couple months of the relationship, and L was so understanding about it. In February of 2021, we had our first date after my mom found out after snooping through my phone. We were 19 at the time, so she couldn't really stop us from talking. On the date, we talked about my home life and how I would change it and contingency plans in case it got worse. My idea, not his. Thought I'd clarify since I know how that could sound. I'm glad we talked about it, though, because at the very end of that month, my mom was going through my stuff and found something she didn't like. She tried to take my phone, which I paid for, and said that if I got a call from anyone important, L not being included, that she would have a walkie-talkie to call me. She slept most of the day, and I was waiting on a call from a place to work. I asked if I could let my Snapchat know. When she said yes, I sent L and Snap that just said, "I'm ready." I went to my room to pack, only things I bought, and he was there in 15 minutes. I had his dad call the police since I didn't feel safe, and I'm glad I did. My mom asked me to hang up the phone as soon as I walked back in the house to get my stuff, and when I refused, she tried to guilt me into it. She went through the stuff I packed to make sure she didn't get me any of it. The officer laughed when she said I was breaking her heart and she just wants to have a private conversation. I left that day and was pretty numb heading to Ella's house. He helped me navigate flashbacks and let me cry when I needed to. I honestly think I would have been stuck under my mom's thumb if he hadn't helped me. Update. He proposed in March 2021. We got married in March 2022 in the same place we put our house later that year. Our son will be here this July. We are still close with W, and I haven't talked to my mom, dad, siblings since June 2021 after I got the rest of my stuff and Mom tried to tell me that my dead grandmother, who was literally my only friend in grade school, wouldn't be happy for me. Which I know is a lie because my papa, grandmother's husband, is very happy for us and loves my husband. I finally know what a healthy family looks like, and I have someone I can share everything with and not feel just scared. He was definitely worth the wait.